The name of the game in farming is to seed, fertilize. So, okay, there's many names of the game, but seeding is a very important part of it. Hey, dude. Well, here is our Cedar category. It's actually relatively large, especially in size of equipment. So there's two that right off the bat are dishonorable. It's these two Bendares that go with those two Bendares that are currently humping each other over there. It's supposed to use a class Xeron to work these things, but that's not a class Xeron hitch. Now, that's a hitch that would go on to like a semi-truck or something like that. Additionally, these things go springing through the air as soon as you buy them. They're not exactly the best, and I didn't get them to ever work with the class Xeron. And honestly, if you say use with a class Xeron and then you don't provide the class Xeron you want us to use, well, we're going to use whatever we want, and if it's wrong, well, it's really annoying. So therefore, the Bendare is dishonorable. The Bourgant seeding device here is workable. It is honorable. It works. It operates well. I did notice, and it takes some positioning of my guy. Okay, you can sort of see it. It's really faint across the Bendare, and it might not even show up in the YouTube once it's done messing this up on the post process. But there's a very fine line. That's part of the old vector modeling right there. Just needs to be cleaned up. A little bit of work on cleaning it up would make this an even better looking rig. Can I get up there? No, I cannot. But it's still a decent piece of equipment. There you can sort of see it against the sky if I get in the right position. There. You can see it against the sky. The little faint lines. Maybe you can. Little faint lines. That is kind of annoying. Still, honorable mention. This guy here is vibrating himself silly. Yeah. I'm going to give it an honorable mention. There's a couple of reasons. It does come with a overloader cart as well. First, to load it, you actually have to press the button 8 times to load it instead of just telling it to load, which is the preferred way, I think, in most cases. It is very large. It's got its weird clip pattern when the unit is closed that I don't really fully understand. And it is limited in its use. You have to get a very large field to use this. Certainly something you wouldn't use here in Hagenstedt, I don't think. But it's an honorable mention because it operates, it works, it does its job. The award. Well, the award goes to the Case Airdrill 500T from episode 9. That one was also episode 9. These guys over here were all episode 5, by the way. This one works beautifully. It operates, does its job properly. It does not fertilize at the same time, but that's okay. I used it extensively, and I really do like it. It works really nicely. There's some tractors it doesn't play well with because of the impact pattern on the hitch here, but whatever. And also, if you incorrectly release it at the wrong time, it'll actually start doing spins because of the wheels will continue to hold momentum. But those are relatively small quibbles, so it gets an award. There you go, an award for the Case 500T air drill. Honorable mention for the Case 1265 early riser. Honorable mention for the Bourgant air seeder. Dishonorable for both of the Bendares. All right, we'll be back with our next mod category. Sometimes you gotta lift stuff up and put it back down. For that, we have the front loader category. Yay, front loaders. All right, from episode 7, we had the Volvo L50G. We also had the Amcador 352C. We had the T188. That's all from episode 7. From episode 10, we had the DT75MF. From episode 16, we had a bulldozer. It was a Rortec bulldozer. Could be that one. It could be that one. Yeah. Somewhere. There it is. I was like, where did it go? Also on episode 16, we have the Komatsu forklift. Isn't it cute? Episode 19, we had the Lamborghini R8 270. We also had the MTZ82, also episode 19. Episode 27, we had the Fendt Vario 828. Episode 31, we had the Lindy forklift. Cute little forklift. Episode 40, we had the Komatsu D65EX, as well as another Rortec bulldozer, which is identical to the one we had before. Never could find a difference between the two of them. There you go. Alright, so we're going to ignore the bulldozer back there. It's just going to get an identical thing. In fact, it's going to get a mention. I'm just going to mention that bulldozer and that bulldozer. They don't really do anything. They're not functionally useful. That one's 1,600. This one's 160,000. The difference is this hitch. Literally, that is the difference that I've found. No hitch. Hitch. Price difference. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I'm just going to mention that. I'm also just going to mention the Komatsu. It will change its tracks when you move it, but it's horrid. Ugly. It does plow. When you lower the front blade, you will actually plow. That is actually a pretty useful function, but I don't think so. Also, just going to mention the Amcador. I don't know. It just wasn't, aside from going into it, you know, it wasn't an amazing piece of kit. It didn't really impress me super lot. So I'm going to mention it. It's decent. Depending on what you want to do. Honorables. Who gets honorable? Well, the Volvo gets honorable because it's a very nice looking model, very beautiful looking model. Inside and out. The one thing I don't like about it is a price tag. It's $1,000. That's a horridly terrible price tag. It also only hooks to the Agri-Vector front shovel, which is the smallest front shovel in the game, if I remember rightly. So, yeah, its functionality is pretty limited. Still, pretty decent kit. $1,000 to buy it. Honorable mention for it. This guy, the DT75MF, it's also going to get an honorable mention. It's pretty cool in that you lift over the top of the cab to dump. It's cheap, it's inexpensive, it's noisy, it's clanky, it's got tracks. It's cool. It gets an honorable mention, and it's I really love the fact that it is something that you wouldn't normally expect to dump like that. I mean, that's neat. I like that. I like the unexpected. Ooh, now I'm on a bulldozer. Woo. All right, so an honorable mention for that guy as well. For the Komatsu forklift, we're going to give it an honorable mention. It actually worked really well as a forklift. It comes with its forks. I just didn't buy them. The forks themselves can shuttle back and forth, up and down, all around. It's just like a real forklift. Great for loading pallets. You can actually get multiple pallets on a single fork load, which is great. It will load the Great Dane trailer that we reviewed at one point. So there's that as well. You can load your Great Dane with this. So it's a good forklift, and it gets an honorable mention. The Lindy forklift also gets an honorable mention for much the same reason. It's a simple forklift. It operates like a forklift. It does all the forklifty things. There's no reason not to like it. Its usefulness is limited on your farm, but still, it forklifts things. Honorable mention to the MTZ. It has so much going for it. So much that was going for it. Let's see if I can remember all the buttons. Nope. There it is. There's that. Yeah. Okay, so it's got that. I thought there are more because I did get it to open something else at one point. I love this. You can actually see that fan spinning when you start the engine. Really great. The downside is there's an Invisi-hitch back here. If they'd actually put the hitch assembly down here and then the equipment hooked into that, it would have been fighting for an award. But with the Invisi-hitch, I'm just like, no. The other thing is you actually can notice when the game is running and you have this guy pulled out far enough, you can actually see, oh, there it is. You can actually watch the drive shaft spin. There's a lot of attention to detail, and then they went and forgot an important thing like a hitch. Honorable mention. I struggle with the Lamborghini. And I really think I'm going to give it a mention. And the reason is, one, it's stupidly underpriced. It's $2,000 for the tractor, $100 and something thousand for the front loader attachment. Really? It's the other way around, people. Second, I hate this. Oh, look, I'm a girl. Oh, look, I can look at my face. I can look at my chest, etc. Blah, blah, blah. Then I hit end. Oh, look, I'm a guy who has tiger paint on. But I can't look at myself because reasons. Seriously? Yeah. It's really that bad. I can get rid of the balloon tires, which is fine with me, but it's just not a great tractor. I'm just going to give it a mention. It's okay. There's just things I don't like about it. There you go. Mention. All right, does that leave us for an award? Well, that leaves us this Fendt. Yeah, use us the Fendt. Oop, get in the tractor there. Start it up. Period. Helps if I read the thingy. Okay. Let's get inside. So inside we have IC. It's limited IC. It's like doors and that's, I think, that's actually it. Oh no, I can get a window. So it's limited IC, but I can hide consoles, which is actually the unit for attaching the front loader arm. Nice thing is when a front loader arm is on, you can't hide that. That's really good. Additionally, you can make the little warning flaps flap out and do things. But it's a nice piece of equipment. It's priced properly. Everything works. It doesn't have any invisible hitches. And it's a full-on tractor. I mean, in reality, when we're dealing with front loaders, there's two types. There's a full-on front loader construction equipment, which is not usually a tractor, and then there's the tractors. This is the best of the tractors, because of the tractors we have this, the MTZ, the Lamborghini, and one more, which is the CBT 8060 4x4, which, let me buy that. All right, where did he go? There he is back there. This is the other one. I totally forgot about him. Episode 42 is when I did this one. The problem with this one is it doesn't actually have front loader attachment. You can get the Lamborghini front loader attachment for a couple $100,000 and throw it on here, but it doesn't come with one natively. So I'm going to give it a mention. But as I was saying, amongst tractors, there's the CBT, the Lamborghini, the MTZ, and the Fendt. And the Fendt is the best of the tractors. When it comes to pure construction style equipment, you got all the rest of these, and none of them really stand out as being more capable than the Fendt. There you go. So the award goes to the Fendt. What is this thing? Vario 828. Honorable mention to the Volvo L50G, the T188, that green machine there. Honorable mention to the DT75MF, to the Komatsu forklift, the MTZ82, the Lindell forklift as well. All get honorable mentions. Mention to the Amcador 352C, the bulldozers, both the Vertex, and the Komatsu bulldozer over there. And a mention to that Lamborghini because, really, seriously, you have problems. Don't like that thing. All right, there we go. Front loaders. We'll be back with our next mod category. Welcome to that category of things I couldn't find another place to put. The other category. Oy. We have the conveyor belt, which is doing weird things. Conveyor belt is sort of a front loader, but sort of not. So I didn't really feel right putting it in front loaders. We have engine oil. Yeah, that's engine oil. We have a crane. We have a bee house, complete with buzzing bees. We have this caterpillar thing. We have a few things I can't show you. There's the insurance script. So let me back up here. Conveyor belt pack, episode 7. The insurance script came in episode 8. The cat mining truck, I can't show you that because it will crash the game. That came in episode 2. Auto combine script, that's episode 13. You saw, yeah, I just get in any combine, hit K, pulls that up. Engine oil, that came in episode 17. The crane came in episode 20. The mobile beehives in episode 33. And that weird caterpillar thing in episode 41. The cat mining truck, obviously, I can't even load it in the game. It's trash. Don't bother with that. garbage. The insurance script I'm going to give a mention to. It's kind of weird. I don't understand why it's there, other than to make the game harder, which is fine. The auto combine script I'm going to give an honorable mention to. It's getting better. It still needs a little bit of work, but it is an advantage. It does give you a better way to harvest your fields, so it's an honorable mention. Okay, what we have here in front of us, the mobile beehive, is an honorable mention. It is kind of cool. I do like it in the fact that instead of buying those bee houses and then having to place them and then you have to destroy them when you decide to do something, you can just buy a bunch of mobile beehives and park them in whatever area. I like that. Does it add a bunch to the game? No. The cost? It costs nearly as much. It's basically commensurate with the placeable beehive. So, you know, kind of that weird thing there. But it gets an honorable mention. The crane? I'm going to give the crane... I'll give the crane an honorable mention. I'll give the crane an honorable mention because it actually worked, for goodness sakes. Prior cranes, I haven't actually been able to get to work. This one worked. I was able to pick up some stuff and place some stuff. It is very difficult to get used to how to use it, but it's a cool little piece of kit if you need a crane for whatever reason you need a crane for. So honorable mention for that. Engine oil gets a mention. It requires some scripts in certain mods, and most mods don't seem to have it. So yeah, it's not really useful. Just, yeah, unless your mod needs it. The caterpillar thing, I'm just going to mention it. I mentioned it in the actual mod spotlight. It would be great for, like, if you're telling a story and you need a set piece. It's a great set piece thing. But it's not a great, like, useful mod on the farm. Conveyor belts is going to get honorable mention. There's a few problems with conveyor belt that honestly I hid during the Let's Play. Part of it is placed in certain locations, it catapults itself into space. That kind of is annoying. But other than that, I mean, it's decent enough. So I'm going to give it an honorable mention in the end. Just get a front loader, a proper front loader. So honorable mention to the conveyor belt. Mention to the insurance. Trash about the cat mining truck. Honorable mention to the auto combine. Mention for the engine oil. Honorable mention for the crane. Honorable mention for the mobile beehives. And a mention for that caterpillar paving machine, because I don't know why you have it. We'll be back with a less weird category of eclectic stuff. Sometimes there's categories that you're just like, really? What? This is a category of aviation. We have from... I think these are all the same... Yeah, all of them from episode 13. We have the Alouette 2. We have the Fleisch? Yeah. No, Feisler Storch. And then we have the Hughes OH6. Yeah, I'm just going to give them a mention. Here's my thing. Some of you really like this idea of flying around your maps, especially the big maps. I can understand the need to, the desire to. But this is farming simulator, not flight simulator. If you want these, great. If you don't bother. They have terrible flight models, and it's just annoying. But if you want to play with them, by all means, go for it. There's nothing super wrong with them as far as I can tell, but I can't really tell too much because I prefer flight simulator to fly in and farming simulator to farm in. Just, you know, something about the name. But there you go. A mention to all three of these. We'll be back with a less weird mod category. Maybe.